Hey everybody, how are you? Hope you're awesome. I'm just going live now, just checking if you can hear me. If you can hear me and see me okay, just give me a yes. I'm just gonna check just a second. I have lost my voice. Okay, we are now live. So let me very quickly turn it off and then we can officially start. I've just lost my voice. I'm slowly gaining my voice back. So bear with me while I'll going through this experience and this journey with you, okay? Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath. Because the intention of today of allowing for our hearts to be connected, for our conversations today to be filled with love, joy, and laughter, and for us to gain much insight and value and be guided with the courage to do the next step in our life. And most importantly, share our voice, share our message, share our story with confidence, courage, love, and compassion. And so it is done. So let me quickly record it. Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? Hope you're having a fantastic, fantastic day, and may peace be upon you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me today. If you are catching me live, comment one. If you catch me on a replay, comment two. If you are new to me, comment three so that I can reach out and say, hello, hello, hello. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to land your TED Talk and grow your business. If we haven't been properly introduced before, I'm your celebrity trainer today. My name is Dr. Izdihar Jamil. I'm a media publicity expert, and I've been featured on Forbes, TED, TV, magazines, hundreds of media, and spoken to thousands of people around the world. No person should ever have to be afraid of who you are, and your unique voices should be heard on prestigious platforms around the world without prejudice. Let me show you how. So if you're joining me today, just quickly say hello and quickly let me know where are you from? Where are you catching me from? I would love to hear from you. I'm here in Malaysia at my mom and dad's. It's been a long time since I've been back here because of COVID. So wasn't able to come back home. But I'm so thankful, I'm so happy that I get to see my family, I get to hang out with my mom and dad. The kids are having a great time, and I hope that you're having a fantastic summer too. So comment below, say hello, and let me know where you are catching me from. And while we're hi Anjani, hi, it's so great to see you. I know Anjani is kind of, we're neighbors in a way. I'm in Malaysia now, she's in Australia. So great to see you, and thank you for joining in. Okay, while waiting for a few more people to be jumping in, for everyone else to be jumping in, I just wanted to run through with you the structure of it. So I'm going to be sharing with you how you can land your TED Talk and grow your business. We also have a special guest with me, Michelle Mehta, who is an incredible TED speaker, and she's also been a public speaker since she was 16 years old. She's absolutely incredible. She's going to be joining us today, about halftime of the show, and then after that, I'm going to be sharing with you my idea, something very special that I've created for you, so you can take the next step. Okay. Here we are. For those of you who don't know me, I remember the day when my husband Rizal says to me, I got my dream job. Do you want to move to America? And I say, okay, babe, let's do it. So I left my job as a computer scientist with a PhD and my family in Malaysia. So Rizal, myself, my 4-year-old son Nabrar, and my baby girl Nadra, we moved to Orange County, California. And not long after we got settling in, I go to Whole Foods to get some dates. And I'm wearing my hijab, my head covering, like I always do. When another shopper, middle-aged white guy, says to me, "Are you a Muslim?" And I said, "Yes, I am." Then he says, "Well, I have read the Quran and it says that killing in the name of Islam is permissible. Are you gonna blow yourself up?" And I'm thinking, dude, do you even read Arabic? But I say, "I'm doing my groceries. I've got young kids. I'm not gonna blow myself up." And he says, "If you're not a mom, are you gonna blow yourself up?" And darlings, I can just feel like everything in me was just shaking with anxiety. My chest tightens. I could not breathe. I had to leave. Then a few weeks after, my baby Nadra is having the worst tantrum ever. And as soon as my husband Riza comes back from work, I said to him, "Babe, look after her. I'm taking a shower." So I'm washing my face when I hear bang, bang, bang. "Come down now. There's police officers waiting for you." So I drag myself off, put on my hijab, pick up Nadra. I go downstairs and I see two police officers in full gear, guns over their shoulders, fingers on the trigger. "Ma'am, your neighbor says there's a baby crying. Why is your baby crying?" "Because she's a baby." He checks her out, Nadra cries even louder, but there's nothing wrong with her. So they leave. Now I'm too scared to even leave home. And to cheer me up, Rizal got me a present, an online course that I can be an online coach and consultant. I can work from anywhere and still be with the kids, which is exactly what I want. I don't want to work at Google from 9 to 5. I want to be with my family and empower other women. So I study the course. One of the things I have to do is go live on social media. Mother's Day 2018, I put on a pretty pink top, some makeup, a floral hijab, and then just before hitting that live button for the first time, I freeze. People are gonna think you're a terrorist. And I just, God, just help me be brave. Help me be brave. Turn on the camera, freeze again, prayer, camera, freeze for 30 minutes till I finally hit the live button, share my message, and then cry. Then I do it again, the next day, and the next, and the next, and the next. It isn't easy, but I persisted. And today I'm a multiple 14 times #1 international best-selling author. I've been featured on Forbes, TED, TV, magazines, hundreds of media, and spoken to thousands of people around the world. No person should ever have to be afraid of who you are, and your unique voices should be heard on prestigious platforms around the world without prejudice. Let me show you how, darlings. And one of the most influential, one of the most prestigious speaking platform in the world is on the TED stage. Yes, so yes, darlings, give me a yes. Comment below and give me a yes. It is on the TED stage. Like all the influencers, leaders, trailblazers, the top people in the industry, the best people in the industry, you would very likely have seen them on the TED Talk, sharing about their ideas. And today is precisely that. I'm going to be sharing with you how you can land your TED Talk and grow your business, not just land it, but how the impact that it can have to grow your business. So quick check-in here. How many of you here would love to speak on the TED stage? Like it's your dream, it's one of your biggest dreams, it's one of your desires. Give me a yes if that's you. Thank you. And for those of you who in here would actually love to speak on that TED stage, within the next 6 to 12 months? Give me a yes as well. Fantastic. So let's break it down, okay? So let's break it down. Are you ready? Click on the hearts and the likes button if you are ready. Let me hear you. Let me feel you. That your intention, your desire, your dream, everything in you is calling you for this moment. It's calling you for this moment for you to speak, for you to share your voice, for you to be heard, for you to be taken seriously, for you to tell the world, here I am. Here I am. And so it is that. Okay. So the first thing on TED Talk, right? One of, I would say, the most essential key ingredients that you want to have and bringing yourself forward to the TED organizers or the TED platform is you want to have a TED worthy idea. So you want to have a TED worthy idea. Not all ideas are worthy of to be on the TED stage. Not that it's not good, it's worse or it's bad. It's just that TED is very, very specific on the ideas or the story that it wants to feature. Now, when I asked a lot of women, why do you want to be on the TED stage? These are the most common answers, okay? Because it's been one of my dreams. Fantastic. And also because I have an amazing story. Okay, that's cool. That's a starting point, right? Okay, it's one of your dreams. You have an amazing story. Now, my question to them then, so what? So what if you have, it's your dream. So what if you have an amazing story? How can we take that and convert it to a TED worthy idea? Because darlings, let me tell you, it's not enough when you have an incredible story like each and every one you has. But there is a bridge that you need to cross from this is an amazing story to this is TED worthy. Now, what is the slogan for TED? Ideas worth sharing. What they don't tell you is that it has to be a unique idea worth sharing. Something unique. So that is one of the first criteria or the first principle for you to have a TED-worthy idea. You have to have something that is unique. For example, you've heard my story earlier before where I was faced with a lot of social adversity. I would go to Whole Foods and someone would ask me to go to Whole Foods to do my grocery to get some dates. And someone would ask me, are you going to blow yourself up? And then I had people calling the cops to me, to my door, because my baby Nada was crying. You know, there's a lot of challenges I face with social adversity. Is it an inspiring story, incredible story? Yes, absolutely it is. Because how I dealt with it, right? Like what was happening to me. And having that, how can I make it unique? How can I make ideas that I have is unique based on my experiences, my story, things that have gone through my life? So I'll give you an example. One of the things that has happened to me that I shared on my TED Talk, that I wrote on my books, on one of my books, I think it was Yes, I Can. I wrote in my book just a little bit about it, like, you know, just give people a prelude to it. When I wrote it then in my book, Yes, I Can, I didn't even know that it was the seed that was planted for me to be on the TED Talk. So I shared about how I was, coming to America, like someone had literally knocked on my door. And my daughter Nada, she was still young then. She said to me, "Mommy, someone's at the door." So we went to the door and opened it, but there was no one there. Then when I look down, right on my doorstep, there's a green plastic bag filled with stuff. At first, I'm like, what is that? And then I'm like, oh my God, this can't be it, right? And then I just crunch down, untighten it, and open it. And the smell was awful, awful. Someone had literally thrown a bag of dog waste on our doorstep, literally, and had the decency to knock on the door. But they ran away. Like when I opened the door, there was no one there. So, and then I talked about, so you can check out my TED Talk, Coming to America, a story of a hijab wearing woman, or just search for Izdihar Jamil TED Talk. It's going to come out, right? So following that, there's a storyline there. So what is my idea? What is my idea in there? So my whole idea, as I shared about my story of coming to America, about being different, about having being an immigrant, being a Muslim and hijab woman, and that story. So I drew out the idea based on something unique that is happening to me, on how I overcome social adversity. My take on overcoming social adversity. So I drew out the key lessons, the idea, what I learned, what to do, what not to do, my thoughts, how I made decisions along the way. So can you see now how I have turned from a story and experience that I gained, something that is horrible, something some people can call it traumatic. My daughter Nadra still remembers it to today. She was only, I think, a few years old then, but she is 8 years old now, and she still remembers it. And then having Nadra saying to me when she saw that happening in her soft little voice, "Mommy, why are they doing this to us?" Completely crushed me down. Completely crushed me down. So I turned my experience and then drawing it into ideas, into lessons. So again, check out my TED Talk, A Story Coming to America, a story of hijab wearing women, or just search for Izdihar Jamil TED Talk. So darling, that is the first instant on how you can land your TED Talk. You want to have a unique idea worth sharing. And me personally, how I did it, I really look deep into me, into my life, into reflecting this. I had various monumental moments. So I chose intentionally a monumental moment that's going to make an impact, not just to me, but to the society. And my purpose for my TED Talk is so that my daughter Nadra can grow up in a world where not only she can be proud of who she is and be courageous with her roots and heritage, but also live in a society that is open and accepting with each other's differences. So I kind of curated my storyline to fit that theme. My TED organizer, the theme then was revolutionize. So you gotta start with an idea. And if you have an idea or you're not sure of an idea, don't worry, darlings. That's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. That's what Michelle is here for. That's what we're here for, to help you brainstorm your idea. And it's not gonna be like, ta-da, here it is. For me personally, it went through a process. Before that, I had so many ideas that I actually sent through to various organizers. I applied to 10 different places. 10, okay? 9 rejected my idea. And one of my idea was the fake me was the real me. Cliche, right? The fake me was the real me. So it doesn't matter if you don't have a solid idea right now. That's what I'm here for. And in a moment, I'm going to be sharing with you the next step, an opportunity for you to take the next step with me and my team. So you come and join us, because we've done this. Michelle and I, we've done this on ourselves, on the people around us, and our clients. So we know what it takes, how to brainstorm your idea so that it becomes TED worthy. There is a process to it. And more importantly, a process, and you gotta have an expert eye to hold your hand and guiding you in the whole process, okay? So the other key ingredient is not only to have a TED-worthy idea, something that is unique, but also, before I jump into the next point, I just want to check in. Is everybody getting this? Is it settling down? That you need to have a unique idea worth sharing. More importantly, it has to your life story is incredible, but it's not enough to just, I have an amazing story. It's not. People can be like, so what? You gotta turn it into something unique, something value, something that is not only powerful, but it's worth sharing because it's so unique, it's so intimate, it's impactful. It's impactful to others, to society. That is what TED is for. It's not just for your own pleasure. Like I'm going to give a TED, I'm just going to talk about this. No, it has to be something impactful, something that's going to be beneficial, something that is worth sharing. Now, my TED Talk has been seen over 70,000 times. So definitely it's an idea worth sharing, right? Okay. And then you also want to think about that this idea of yours that is something that you're passionate about, something intimate, something that you're passionate about. So darlings, comment passion below. You gotta have your heart and soul and not just your brain. You gotta have your heart and soul connected to it because people can feel everything that you give them to. So when I delivered my TED Talk, people would come up to me with tears in their eyes and said, I can feel every part of your emotion. Until today, people would tell me that they still cry when they see my TED Talk because they feel everything that I felt through. Because of my heart, my soul, that is a topic that I'm so passionate about. Because it takes balls to wear the hijab in America. And I want my 8-year-old daughter, Nadra, to be proud to be living in America and be proud and courageous of her roots and heritage, and to live in a society that's open and accepting to each other's differences. So I'm not fighting for my future. I'm fighting for my daughter's future. I'm fighting for your daughter's future. I'm fighting for my best friend's daughter's future. I'm fighting for my neighbor's future. I'm fighting for the whole community's future, their daughter's future. Heck yeah, absolutely. I'm passionate about that topic of creating that safety and the courage and the freedom for people, for our children, especially our daughters, to be who they want to be and be proud of their roots and heritage. So you gotta have passion, darling. You gotta have passion. You gotta have the courage to share that passion as well. People need to hear it, people need to feel it. And you can feel I'm like getting more animated now because this is a topic I'm fighting about, sharing your voices. For so long, I doubted myself. For so long, I'm scared. For so long, I've been hiding. And then there's a point when I'm like, enough. It's not serving me. It's not serving my children. It's not serving the people around me. This is who I am. This is my roots. This is my heritage. This is what I was taught to. I was raised as this person. So the world needs to hear it. So I decided to put more of myself out there. And that's exactly what I shared on my TED Talk. It's 8 minutes. My TED Talk is 8 minutes. TED Talks now are becoming shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So again, there's a formula on how you're going to be crafting your storyline. And that's something that we have nailed down. And we love the process. And it's not as complicated as you think. It's simple yet powerful, but there's mastery around it. And that's something that we teach in our TED Jumpstart program. So there is something in it, the passion in your heart. People need to hear it, darling, because people can't just, how do I say, like, it can't be really clinical. There's got to be a yearning, this passion, this burning to share it. There's got to be this truthfulness, this authenticity in you want to share that message of yours, that story of yours, that's going to be so impactful to others. The organizers are going to see it. Now, I do feel that, everything happens for a reason, but I do feel it that my idea of the fake you and the real you wasn't really the me that I wanted to share. It's kind of still, then it's a process, right? It's kind of like peeling the onions. So it was peeling the onions of discovering, okay, what actually is the root of what you want to share. What actually is the root and the heart of what you want to share. So your idea, it has to be way more than it's just an amazing story. It has to be something unique, something beneficial, something impactful, something you're passionate about, perhaps something intimate for you. And you got to see the bigger picture. What are you fighting for? The authenticity of it, the truth of it, the courage of it. Who are you fighting for? What are you fighting for? And that, darling, is the deal breaker. That, darling, is the deal breaker when you want to have a chat with the idea. It truly is. Look, it doesn't matter what your topic is. I feel that your idea based on your story that is intimate, that is courageous, that is passionate, that is unique, that is intentional, that is clear, that is simple, that's going to take you to help you land your TED Talk. Like I said, one of the biggest ingredient for you to becoming a TED speaker is you have a solid idea. And those are the characteristics of a solid idea. Look, I've been rejected 9 times, okay? I know what is it like to have to be in the process of refining your idea. And prior to that, my PhD work, one of my research papers was rejected for 6 years. 6 years, darling, 6 years. It was a no from multiple conferences, multiple journals, 6 years. So I know what rejection looks like, but more importantly, I know what's on the other side of rejection. It truly is a miracle when you're being steadfast to who you are, your purpose, and you have the best people around you supporting you. It truly is going to be one of the biggest moments in your life. And then the guest I'm going to be bringing in, Mehta. Michelle started off as my client. That's how we got to know each other for the Yes I Can book project. And she lives close by to me. She's actually we don't live that far. She's actually my neighbor. And over the years, our relationship has experienced some growth, right? Beautiful growth. Now, Michelle started her TED journey earlier than I did. I think she started about maybe 8 months, 10 months, or maybe a year before my TED journey. And this is the key, right? Michelle tells me, Izzy, you got to speak on the TED stage. It's been one of my biggest desires, my biggest dreams. I've been praying for it like almost every day. Like we pray 5 times a day, okay? The Fajr, the morning prayer, before the sunrise prayer. We pray the Dhuhr, which is the afternoon prayer. We pray the Asr, which is the late afternoon prayer. We pray the Maghrib, which is the sunset prayer. And we pray the Isha, which is the night prayer. So it's a lot of prayers, okay, darling? So when Michelle says that, and I'm like, I just had a baby. I'm scared of public speaking. I don't think I can do this. Then she says, you're a trailblazer. Where you go, people follow. You want to create a path so that other people can share your voices. And I said, okay. And Michelle was such a huge accountability partner that she held my hand from start to finish. She was there on my TED Talk. So that is like the experience. That is the girlfriend intimate environment, the girlfriend intimate support system that Michelle and I have, and that's the intimate girlfriend and girlfriend support system that we want to bring in our TEDx mastermind, that we bring in our TEDx Jumpstart program. So I'm gonna bring Michelle in. I'm going to be interviewing her a little bit so that she can share her experience as a TED speaker. Like I said, Michelle was a TED speaker before me. She started her journey before me. But that concept of like, she literally said, I'm going to hold your hand and I'm going to get you on the TED stage. And she's an incredible accountability partner. She's been a public speaker since she was 16 years old. So Michelle and I have, since then, we have what we love is helping women sharing their voices without prejudice. And more importantly, we love it on prestigious platforms like TED. So we've combined like our expertise together, and having that girlfriend kind of vibe supports such an intimacy and nurturing in place. So let me bring on, apologies, let me bring on Michelle. So you ladies can meet Michelle. Some of you may have seen her before. She is, one of the director in my program, in the TED program. She's one of the people that are would go the extra mile for you, just like how she did for me. There's been times when I would call Michelle and I would be crying and like, Michelle, it's a hard journey being a TED speaker. Michelle, welcome. Hi, darling.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Izzy. Such a pleasure doing this training with you and sharing my beautiful experience. I was wondering who you're talking about for a second, and then I was like, wait, that's me.
Yeah.
How can I forget? Sometimes notification.
Sometimes it feels like it was 10 years ago, right?
Yes.
When we did the journey, because it's beautiful, but it's also intense. Like I remember when you were going through your own TED Talk, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of commitment, it's a lot of training, it's a lot of rehearsal and preparation as you go along during that training. So I'm just going to be checking in. Is everybody able to hear me and see me okay? Or did we?
I can hear you, but I think your video has been paused.
Are we back?
Yes, I think so.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So we are back. So apologies, darlings. I was just saying that it feels like 10 years ago because it's such a beautiful, exciting, but it's also really intense. And if we don't have the right girlfriends to support us, we're probably gonna give up in the first few instances. So Michelle, just talk about your experience because you had a different journey than mine. Your process was different than mine. And then but I still remember the day where like, you know what, after I cried that moment, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna hold your hand, I'm gonna get you a TED Talk. And you were, from me, from the start to the end, like you came on my TED Talk despite you having going through some challenges as well on that day. So Michelle, what was the point that made you to kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna hold your hand, I'm gonna stick with you, it's gonna be hard? What made you say that? Because it's a lot on you as well. You've gone through the process, you probably went nuts after like the whole TED process. So what made you bring in that girlfriend hand-to-hand vibe when we started that journey together?
I think the best part is, first of all, thank you so much for allowing me to be here. It's such an honor to share with you why I done so many other things, but I chose to hold Izzy's hand in this process. And number one, when you get that brand of a TEDx speaker with your bio, it automatically makes you feel like you're something. Our coaching industry, our personal development industry is becoming saturated because the pandemic has created people to go out and become entrepreneurs. And so it's really important to understand, how do you step above that? How do you rise above that? And having gone through the process in 2020 and 2021, I patched up the missing gap. And my missing gap was the imposter syndrome. My family still didn't think that I could have or could be an entrepreneur, or had what it takes to become an entrepreneur. And having that hand-holding experience of, I'm doing it for myself. I don't care what you tell me. I don't care how many no's you're giving me. I'm still going to see what the world has to offer. And having the opportunity for Izdihar to go through that process was, you're just like me. We have a message. We have a voice. And if you have a message and a voice, the best platform to showcase that talent is on the TED platform. Now, Izdihar has come from the TED Ed platform. She has put people on the TED Ed platform, which is the educational side of things. I hadn't done that. I just went for the TEDx platform, not realizing what the heck that entailed. But I say, you know what, I'm here because I feel like I have a message and a voice I need to share it with the audience. And so having Izdihar through that process was seeing her win. My ultimate goal and mission was to see her win, because I knew her message was important. I knew her voice mattered. And from a brown woman to a brown woman, I hate to bring race into this, but we are both two brown individuals from the same part of the world. We're from the Asian subcontinent. She's originally from Malaysia, and my parents are from India. And having that launch of, I went through it by myself, doesn't mean you have to go through it by yourself. And I was just so excited when she said, Michelle, I have a dream of being TED. We were teaching TEDx strategies together. And I said, why don't you just do it? Like, we're teaching it together. Why don't you be the guinea pig and the student as well, and have your own success story? And her success story was a little bit more challenging in that way. There was more applications to fill out, more videos to take, more of everything. She had to memorize her script. She couldn't use a teleprompter, and she was in front of a live audience. So you have constant eyeballs looking at you. Versus my journey was send a couple messages to the organizers, wait and watch, have them respond, schedule a call, and I got the congratulations email. So no videos for me, no application process for me, but that was my journey. But I had the teleprompter with me, and I had to adjust my voice to a teleprompter, which I think is a lot harder than just freely speaking. So each of us had our own challenges, but at the end of the day, I was just so excited for women like you to go out and share your message. Because if you don't share your own message, no one's going to do it for you. No one's going to do the talking. No one's going to do the scripting. No one's going to take the mind, body, soul experience and share it with the world. And so it is so challenging already to do life on our own. We as women are trained, programmed to be the nurturers. It's always our husband and then our kids, and no one looks at us. And you ask your husband or your spouse to support you, they look at you with confused look. What do you want to do? You want me to support you? I don't know what the heck you're doing. So it's nice to have people who already walked through the journey, have set the pavement for you. And so all you have to do is make it a cakewalk. Put your stilettos on, practice walking stilettos, and off you go onto the ramp. And that's what the mission and vision we had created together, supporting each other on this journey, because I did this journey basically on my own. I didn't have an Izdihar on my team, but she had a Michelle on her team, and that was the difference, right? Where every application process was walked through, every application process was scanned through, every video was done multiple times. I like this one better. You could do this one better, you know, and having that conversation and really feeling like you're a part of a team, because no one wins alone. People win with teams. And so that's why I did what I did. And that's why I wouldn't do it any other way.
Absolutely.
So does that answer your question, Izzy?
Absolutely, and it's the idea of seeing the other girlfriend win, right? Because you and I, we've started off as as you were as my client for yes, I can book, but we've gone through. Now you're like the director in the program, in the TEDx Jumpstart program. You're one of the directors there, and like it's our little baby, and having that girlfriend kind of cheering you up, leaving you, backing you up, and having an expert eye makes a whole lot different. Because the moment Michelle said that, I'm like, I can do anything. Like, literally, like, Michelle, remember the number of videos? This is the blue hijab. This is this hijab. This is slightly colored. This is the pink hijab. Like literally, because it is a process, right? And that's the beautiful thing, that Michelle and I now have combined our expertise. Michelle's been speaking since she was 16 years old. I'm scared of public speaking. I still am. But we've gone through the process together of improvement and growth and so on and so forth. Michelle has a certain eye on certain things, and I've gone through the multiple application processes. Nobody, like Michelle was like it's always something new when we apply to new organizers, right? It's always something new that they wanted. But that's what we have now. We have the wealth, we have of information, we have the expertise, we've gone through the process. And between like Michelle and I, we can figure it out. If not, Michelle has access to several key members of the TED organizers, as well as I do. I have access to several key members of the TED organizers. So it's the girlfriend concept of we're never going to be alone. So Michelle, I want to talk about the idea. We've talked about the idea earlier, but let's talk about the bigger picture. Like, not just, oh yeah, it's cool to be on this platform. It absolutely is. It's the best, one of the best things that ever happened to us. But I want to talk about the impact that you've experienced when you become a TED speaker, because it's one of, not everybody can be a TED speaker, right? Like in my cohort, there were only 12 of us. And then your cohort, that was about similar, right? About 12 people. Yeah, 12 people as well. So it's not like 50 people, 30 people. Is maybe some organizers do, but I know for us, it's a small cohort. So the applications are huge. They receive, I don't know how many number of applications, but it's more than the 12. Only 12 are selected. So let's talk about the impact that you have experienced when you become a TED speaker, because I feel that it's beyond cool having your name as a TED speaker. It's more than that. So what's your experience in that, Michelle?
Number one, increased amount of confidence. Not only as like, oh yes, I'm confident and I can do anything type of confidence. It's more about confidence in the path of entrepreneurial journey. Entrepreneurs have so much at their tips. Their plates sometimes empty and sometimes it's overfilled, like you're a buffet. Sometimes you're at a restaurant and sometimes you're at fast food. So the choice is, what is it that you really wanted to accomplish? And for me, having the TEDx platform made me a buffet everywhere I went after the fact. It took me a while to figure out, oh my God, this was a dream. I mean, I had this dream since I was 20 years old, that I wanted to be a motivational speaker. Did not know a thing about motivational speaking at that time, but I just thought hey, it's cool to hold the mic and share a message. And then hopefully get paid along the way. And having that dream of TEDx speaking be fulfilled not only gave me the confidence mentally, emotionally, physically, but it also made me feel like I'm a big deal. It made me feel like I can go out and do anything, because I even got an opportunity to speak at the US Air Force Academy. That would not have happened if I didn't do a TEDx journey. So to speak at the US Air Force Academy, first of all, you need to know the people, you need to have the right connections. And because you have that TED brand, oh, if you could do a TED talk, means you could totally speak over here, which means you could totally speak over there. And so the network increased, the income increased, the personal identity of who you are increased. So more opportunities to be in the press, more opportunities to be in the media, more opportunities to write books, more opportunities to up level your credibility for the public, more so than who you are at yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like speaking and more. And I think you touched a really important point, the confidence, right, Michelle? Because confidence is cash. Confidence is cash. Like, it has to come within you. And when you're stepping in as a TEDx speaker, you most of the time you have prime time, whether they give you a prime time slot or what have you not. And certainly for me, what happened to me is that for my TED Talk, I like blasted it on social media. I still do. I share it with my friends. And then one of my friends saw it and she was like, oh my God, you did a TED Talk. This is amazing. I want to come and speak at my university. I'm like, okay. Like, and then, you know, they paid for my travels and everything. So I went to speak at the university. And then after that, it was a Wednesday. And then on Friday, she called me back and she said, we're having this event, this speaking competition with the students, right? And we want you to become a judge. I'm like, a judge? Like an X Factor? And they're like, yeah, I have never been a judge before, right? And then they were like, no, you're a TED speaker, you've written books, you've been on here, been on TV. Yeah, you can do it. You're the perfect person. I'm like, okay. So there I go again, right? To become a judge at the speaking competition. And it turns out, you know, I did pretty okay. And then from there, when the judges were deliberating, there was this VVVIP who was a senator who was gonna close the ceremony. So the senator came, he was debriefed, and you know, he talked to me. I talked to him for just a minute. He asked me what I do and this, and I shared very quickly what I did. And then the week after, I got a call from the publisher of that university. Hey, this senator wants you to do a training with us and the authors. I'm like, really? So from that, it became like, you know, another training, one with the publisher of the university, one with the authors. They picked me up from my mom's house. They arranged accommodation for me. They arranged the food for me. I literally feel like a celebrity. So it is the seed that is being planted, right, Michelle? It is the seed that is being planted when you do something extraordinary, because people are attracted when you're committed to big dreams. People just are. And then yesterday, I was having dinner with one of my girlfriends since high school. And she's like, oh, we're so proud of you. You did this. And I'm like, and then suddenly I booked in myself with another speaking engagement at the university where she's teaching. And I'm like, okay, it just, oh my God, it's just rolling over because of the desire, the dream, the courage, the mission of sharing. We're back. Apologies. The internet connection isn't, you know, we're gonna flow with it. So it is the courage of sharing your voice and putting yourself out there. Michelle, do you feel that when you start to put yourself out there, when you start to play big dreams, do you feel that people get more and more attracted to you and the bigger and bigger opportunities or collaboration that you get to attract.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that happens is when you create a big, hairy, audacious goal and you fulfill that, all of a sudden, it's like the universe conspired you to achieve this goal because it was big, hairy, audacious, and it was completely out of reach, right? It's like we couldn't even imagine putting people on Mars. And now we're doing like trips, multiple trips to Mars and back, right? So it was a far-fetched idea. Now it's just so tangible, so easy. And so through that process, I have been invited a couple times to be MCs at events. I've been invited to be keynotes at events. I've been invited to basically be that person that inspires hope, that inspires encouragement, and that inspires motivation for you to go out, and you make it seem easy because you've achieved the impossible in your life, right? And through that process has come so many more opportunities of showing up as you more so than ever, because when you accomplish a goal that's been out of your reach and it's out of your control, it comes back down to you, who you are as a person and what did you go to achieve that. Because there have been a lot of doors that have been closed. I mean, my journey of a TEDx speaking was started off in July of 2020, right at the time I lost my paying clients. My paying clients said, we're not paying you anymore because of the pandemic. There was no end to sight at that time for the pandemic. And I lost clients. So that means I lost income. But a week later, the TEDx door opened and saying, congratulations, you've been accepted. It was a conference that was supposed to be live in October. That then got pushed out to February and made it into a virtual conference. It doesn't matter how you showed up on that platform. The fact is that you showed up, you shared a message, and that's all that matters, because your video is on the TEDx YouTube channel with millions of subscribers. And you are one of the millions that actually did it. So not only are you showing up on a large platform with a brand, but you're also showing up with a large platform which already has increased following. And so at the end of the day, it's like, what is it that you really want? And why do you want this? And set this up not just for a TEDx journey, but for anything that you do. What is your big why behind it? Because if your why is misaligned, or if your why isn't solid, you're going to have a wishy-washy dream not be fulfilled.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's all that matters, right? It's who you are and why you're showing up.
Yes, and the commitment, what you're willing to do for it. Like you've seen like the multiple rejections that I've experienced, right? And having that support system, that girlfriend support system that, you know what, you can do it. This is what we're gonna do. Michelle literally, I caught Michelle literally crying on the phone, and she literally just listened to me the whole time, me crying. So sometimes it just takes that to kind of like, it's exactly what I needed then to get back up again. And that's exactly what Michelle and I have experienced over the years that we've worked on ourselves and worked together. This is exactly what we're taking and putting it in the TEDx Jumpstart program. We've trained other women on it, but it's the concept. Michelle and I rarely train hundreds of people at the same time. It's always been an intimate setting for us. That's what makes us feel safe. That's what makes us feel special and be heard and valuable. And personally, I don't want to have like 1,000 people at the same time. I want to get to know that person, because that is the turning point, right? On having a tech-worthy idea and a confident speaker to not. So we play bigger dreams and having an impact, a big impact beyond that. It's cool whether, for me, the increase of income and business growth, for Michelle, the invitation to become many more paid speaking engagements because of that status. So Michelle, we have created like a Jumpstart program that we are now, Michelle and I basically taken all that we learned and stripped off all the BS around it, all the fluff around it, and make it so simple and straightforward design for you to have the confidence to share your message on the TED stage. And we're taking that concept of the girlfriend vibe of holding your hand from start to finish, if and only if you're committed to it. So we got to stay upfront, right? So for those of you committed, we'll have your hand, we'll take care of you, we'll have that girlfriend with you, the girlfriend concept with you all the way, because that's what Michelle did to me, and that's what we're taking it to them. Michelle, so before that, everybody, I want you to go to izdiharjamil.com/TED, izdiharjamil.com/TED, and I want everybody to click on the red button and come and join Michelle and I, because we're starting with the next session of the cohort. And we already have a couple of applications, right? TEDx organizers who are looking for speakers right now. So we're starting literally next month in August. So please go to izdiharjamil.com/TED and click on the red button. Michelle, do you have to go now? Because I know you have another appointment after this. Because I'm just going to wrap up with the offer.
Yeah, go ahead and wrap up with the offer.
Okay, perfect. So let me quickly share the screen here. Before that, let's give them a vision of what's possible of this is what it looks like when you have your TED Talk on the TED platform. So that's the TED.com. And this is me coming to America, a story of hijab by women. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. It's only 8 minutes and it's gone up to 76,000 views now. So it is impactful and you want to have an impact. And more than that, the planting the seeds of what's possible in your life, in your business. And we have a couple of TED speakers who we know are either right now are looking for speakers, literally looking for speakers. Michelle has the link to it, but which we're gonna share it to the ladies that are jumping into the TEDx Jumpstart or the upcoming one. And so if you go to izdiharjamil.com/TED, this is the next step that we want you to take with us. So we're going to be holding your hand throughout the process. So all there is this exciting things, but not just exciting, but things that are proven, and things that are intimate, things that are safe. Because with Michelle, we felt safe with each other. So that means we can just be who we needed to be and the freedom to be who we are. And that is key, especially when you are nailing down your ideas, right, Michelle? You got to have that freedom. So this is what's covered. You have an access to our online course, how to learn in TED Talk. So regardless whether we have coaching session or not, that program in itself is enough to take you through the step-by-step process. You have a 6 coaching group session and it's on the 1st and 3rd Wednesday of the month. You have a dedicated session just to brainstorm your tech-worthy idea. And you're gonna get the first thing that's gonna happen when you click on this red button is you're gonna have a call with Michelle. You're gonna have a 30-minute call with Michelle. That's the first thing that's gonna happen so that you can start brainstorming your idea and plan your tech journey with Michelle. So you're not going to go in, what am I going to do? How is it going to work? Straight up, when you go to the group session, you already have clarity on what needs to happen. And then you would have converting templates on how you can connect with organizers, just like Michelle said earlier. She connected with several organizers, just like how I did, and we have converting templates. We already have TED applications, templates and samples for you to as a guide and a model to you. And we've done a lot of training and testing on a converting 2-minute video application. We have a simple yet powerful structure on how you can craft your TED Talk, okay? So not only that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna review the best TED organizers for you. So not all TED organizers are a good fit for you, but we're going to review that for you together so that you have an informed decision to make. And of course, you're going to have access to our Facebook group chat so that you can have support anytime outside the coaching session. And a couple of bonuses for those who pay in full. Like I said, go to izdiharjamil.com/TED, click on the red button here. And the first thing that's going to happen is that you're going to have a call with Michelle, a 30-minute call to nail down your idea and have your plan set up. For those who pay in full, I always love to reward people who take action fast. You have 4 additional group coaching. You have a training with special training with TED organizers and TED team members so that you have the advantage of knowing what it takes to be the best TED speaker. You're going to have a masterclass on how to use the TED Talk and grow your business, just like how I did mine. And obviously a dedicated session to review your TED speech and to plan your outfit. So we're not going to leave you like on your own. We will have a session where we're going to sit down and review your TED speech before you submit it to the organizer and plan your outfit, because the outfit is key. And a $1,000 scholarship when you pay in full. So it's actually $4K when you pay in full. You get $1,000 scholarship and becomes a $3K. So here we are. This is the offer and this is what we take. So Michelle and I is bringing everything that we've got. You've told us, the ladies here, Michelle, they've told us that they want to be on the TED stage. So we've given them the next step on how they can jump on board and be on the TED stage. And it's for those of you who have a dream, have a desire, but also the commitment to do whatever it takes. And we have the pathway, we have the methodology, we have the templates, we have the structure, we have the love, we have the support, and we have what it takes for you to get on the TED stage. So Michelle, last words from you before we wrap up.
I'm just so excited for us to create this beautiful mastermind for ladies like you who are absolutely committed, who really have that desire, that desiring message to share with the world. It's going to be a lot of fun. The women that we've coached in the past have absolutely loved it because it is that nurturing, hand-holding approach. It's very catering. It's very motherly. It's very just honoring the women that you have become up until this point and who you could continue to become as you grow through this journey. This is a very transformative journey because it is your idea that you'll be researching about and sharing it on a platform that talks about ideas worth sharing. So it's your idea that is worth sharing. And just because there are millions of people doing it already doesn't mean you don't get to do it, right? There are millions of people that are writing books, but that doesn't mean you don't get to do that. So don't let that hold you back. Don't let that fear hold you back. It is a commitment of doing the work. And if you're willing to do the work and you really want it on the inside and you want it on the outside, then go out there and click that red button at the bottom of that screen and connect with us. And I would love to know about your ideas and streamlining it for you. So I'm just so grateful to be part of this journey and so excited for what we all can create for the rest of this 2022.
Absolutely. And like we said earlier, this is planting the seeds of your future. We don't know how it's going to look like. And neither Michelle and I knew that how it's going to happen, but we knew something big is going to happen in the most beautiful way that it's going to happen. And again, like for those of you who are scared of public speaking, who may not yet have the confidence, you're talking to the preacher. I had to fast track a lot of my growth and confidence to speak on stage, to be the best TED speaker, to be one of the best TED speakers. So don't worry if you're scared of anything, because that means you're normal. You're just going to be like me and Michelle and we're going to take care of you so that you're always going to be scared, no matter what, but we're going to take care of you so that at the very least you have the strength and the courage within you to share your message, your beautiful message that needs to be heard. And Michelle, more importantly, there's a process to this, right, Michelle? To become a TED speaker, there is a process to it. Can you just give them a little bit of a confidence boost? it's just part of the process that we've got them covered, because it's a few processes and the key is not giving up.
Yeah. One thing is, you know, what I keep going back into is confidence comes from practicing, right? When someone says, oh, I need to go take a shower, we already know what that looks like. When someone says, I need to go make my bed, we already know what that looks like. Same thing with brushing our teeth, same thing the way we dress ourselves. But when it's a brand new process, it's a brand new technique, there is going to be fear. There is going to be, what if I'm not good enough? There is going to be, what if I'm not worthy enough? There is going to be, what if people don't like what I have to say? The key is you can focus on that all you want. I have no problem with that. And you can live in that world of not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy enough, of not feeling that you're not loved enough, not feeling that you're worthy, you know, that you matter. You can live in that. Or you could say, hey, ego, fear, you know, thank you so much for allowing me to recognize what I don't have, but let me step into this unknown and show you otherwise. Did I know for a fact my message was worthy enough? Absolutely, because it was about adversity. It was about letting go of the evil thoughts that we as a society have been programmed with since we were young. You know, Izdihar has been wearing a hijab since she was a 2-year-old. Coming
11.
to America, 11, right?
Yeah.
Might as well be 2 at this point, is that
Yeah.
you've known it your whole life.
Exactly.
And now at this point, you've come into a brand new country and now you look like an alien. And overcoming the idea of, I'm going to wear a hijab no matter what. That was the idea. She could have, you know, we could all have those fears. It's up to you what you focus on. If you want to focus on the fear, by all means, focus on that. If you want to focus on the unknown and let your journey unfold as you explore the unknown, focus on that. The choice is yours. And just remember, what you say yes to something is going to be saying no to something else. So yes to fear means no to the unknown. Yes to the unknown means no to the fears. The choice is yours. And so go ahead and let your voice be heard. Because
Absolutely.
you wouldn't be here otherwise. You would not be listening to this training otherwise. So let your voice be heard, because we know, Izdihar and I know, and the organizers know that you're needed on that platform, and that your voice matters, and that your physical being needs to be seen for the rest of the world to explore.
Absolutely. And go to izdiharjamil.com/tab and click on the red button and let's be girlfriends, darling. Okay. So let's be girlfriends together. Michelle and I take the girlfriends concept really seriously. At times we've had heart-to-heart conversation. At times we just had fun. At times we've fight. So it really is the whole process. And we all know what PMS looks like, okay? So if you go to a male coach, they probably wouldn't know what PMS looks like, or like they're gonna be like, this woman is crazy, but we all know what it looks like. So let's click on the red button and come and join the TEDx Jumpstart program and start your journey. If you're here, just say yes, and we'll see you. And we hope to see some of you on the other side. It's starting next month. So Michelle and I don't waste time, because we literally have organizers who's looking for speakers, and those that have said yes to it, we're gonna give you the information straight away, and you're gonna have straight away a call with Michelle. So thank you so much, Michelle, for joining us. If you have any questions, just drop them below, and Michelle and I will answer them after this. So go ahead and drop your questions below, and Michelle will answer them after this. So thank you so much for the training, Michelle. And hopefully we'll speak to quite a few pretty soon.
Thank you so much for letting me be here. I'm so excited to see you on the other side.
Take care. Bye. May peace be upon you. Bye. Bye. Bye.